Okay, so my name's Dorothy Horn. I'm the park ranger for the complex. So we have Hopper Mountain, we have Bitter Creek out in Maricopa, Blue Ridge, which is a small little sliver north of there, and then out at Guadalupe Dunes in Nipomo. So far we haven't had any condors fly quite to the dunes, but we do have one that's gone really close.
And what are we expecting here?
So we are expecting a very windy drive up. This is the road that is part forest, part oil fields road that's managed by Seneca that allows us to get to the refuge. You're going to see a lot of really cool plants, all kinds of fun geology out the window, maybe a little bit of running water coming across the road, and you will smell sulfur as well, so it's kind of fun. Right now it's cool outside and it's very green because we've had all this rain, so you see all kinds of fun little plants on the way. I wouldn't stick my hand out because poison oak is hiding everywhere and it's not very friendly.
So all the captive bred condors, not all of them, but many of them are released up here at the Hopper facility, correct?
They're released here, and then they're also released in Bitter Creek, so in our population, our southern population. So there's a population here, there's a population in Baja, California, there's a population managed in more central northern California by Pinnacles up there in Ventana Wildlife, and then there is some out in the Grand Canyon area.
And how many are there total?
A little over 400 right now, within captivity and out in the wild.
Now you have caves up here that are nests, and there are eggs in there are eggs in the nests.
Right. So here at Hopper, this year we have 3 eggs currently. One I think is pretty close to hatching, and 2 of them are a little bit newer. We have one nest up at Bitter Creek, which is also a historic nest, which is kind of cool. And then just this last week, we discovered a nest out at Tejon Ranch area. So as we see, the condors are starting to spread back into their former range, their historic range.
And how many pairs do we have up here?
We have about 80 birds between Hopper and Bitter Creek, and they fly back and forth quite a bit. So they get released mostly now, I think, at Bitter Creek, and some get released here at Hopper Mountain. But there's about 80 in our population, in the Southern California population.
All right, and John?
Yeah,
You've been up here once before.
It's stunning. Last time I was up here, we saw about 20 birds in the air. We don't know if they were the same birds over and over again, but they were flying all around and coming down to roost on some big snags, and it's just remarkable what they've been able to do. I was in the news business back when they captured the last one in the wild and took it to the LA Zoo. And I guess that was, when was that? That was in the early 80s?
Yeah.
Early 80s. And, there was only 23 birds left. I find it remarkable that the cooperation of all the federal agencies and the volunteers that can take the final 23 birds that were in existence anywhere in the world, bring them into zoos and do captive breeding, and now have a nearly sustainable wild population of over 400 individuals. It's just, to me, it's the kind of thing that people rail against the government. To me, this is the success of government.
Good.
Down, it's like the landscape looks totally different somehow.
Pretty cool, huh?
Wrapping up this wonderful inspection tour of the Hopper Mountain National Wildlife Refuge, and off in the distance you might be able to see the ocean from this elevation. We went to the area where they manage the released condors, and to the nesting area where there's a number of condors that have eggs, and they'll have fledglings soon. Just the beauty of the rural, the mountains and the outdoor areas is just stunning. The views are wonderful, and it's really something everybody should do if they can.